Hey guys, Shane Wood. I'm down here on Bay Street and I'm about to interview another amazing business, and this is one that I'm really excited about. Hey listen, we've been doing a lot of these interviews and I'd love to get our message out there a little bit more and build more exposure to these amazing companies and absolutely incredible owners. Please feel free to like, share our page, follow our page, and help us get the message out. It's very important. So while I'm down here, let's talk about Coffee Oasis. Okay, Coffee Oasis, their mission statement is restoring communities through compassionate youth programs and coffee businesses. So what they're doing is they're taking kids that have suffered abuse, violence, poverty, homelessness, and they've given them a foundation, they've given them work, they've given them support, warm places to sleep, and we're seeing amazing success and growth stories around it. So I'm super proud to interview this company. I'm gonna go inside and we'll talk to Jacob real quick. Let's go in and see what he has to say. Okay, so I'm down here, I'm with Jacob Wishoff. Did I say that right?
Yep, you said that right.
I'm at the Coffee Oasis Youth Center. This place is awesome. You got a pool table, you got a lot of cool stuff in here. So thank you for having us, first of all.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming down and figuring out what we're about.
Oh yeah, man, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So let's jump right in. So Jacob, tell me, what do you do here? And why do you like this cause?
So I am the manager of all the youth programs that take place out of Port Orchard, being the outreach program, the youth center, the case management, the job training programs. I oversee all of those. Why I believe in the Coffee Oasis is because it's an opportunity for us to help the restoration of communities through evidence-based youth programming and sustainable coffee business. And so those are really exciting things that we get to be a part of our community, and we get to help see it heal the young people of our community that come in and they don't know what is that next step to be where they want to be in life. And we're here as kind of guides and mentors and people who love on them to show them, hey, one, you are worth it. You are a lovable and loved person, and you have a lot to offer your community. And then we're setting goals with them so that they can see, oh wow, so I want to work this job, or I want an apartment, and these are the steps that I need to take to do that, and I can do that because I have worth and value. And that is something that we are completely passionate about as an organization.
Wow. You know, I come from fairly humble beginnings personally, and so, you know, one thing I know is that when it comes to poverty and people that are in some of these lower income and really dysfunctional situations, a lot of it is less about money and more about support and belief systems. And when you can come into a place like this and have someone, like you said, love on you and believe in them and give them a warm place to go that's not, you know, filled with troublesome stuff, I just find that to be so powerful. What's the group of kids like you have right now? I mean, and how many do you tend to deal with on a daily basis?
So the youth demographic is about 13 to 25, all the way up to their 26th birthday. So it's kind of a huge gap there, and we see anywhere from about 15 to 30 youth an afternoon who come in to access things like our case managers to come and set meetings to set goals, or they come in to take showers or do laundry, which we have those available here, clothing closet, hygiene closet, and get the things that they need to strive and thrive. And then also relationships and encouragement so that they can, like I said, just continue to move forward with the goals that they have. And so so people tell people, and their friends are hearing about it at school, and they're hearing about it on the streets, and our outreach team is going out passionately just to tell them, hey, we have a place for you, a place where you belong, that you will be welcome, that you are included. And that has been such a beautiful thing. And so it's not rare to see 15 to 20, 30 youth here in an afternoon, and playing pool, video games, taking part in a life skills class. We have different organizations that come in and teach those, and those are really powerful. So if anybody in the community that watches this is like, hey, I have a life skill I'd love to teach, we would love to not employ in the monetary sense, but we would love your volunteered skills to come and teach these kids so that they can have that in their tool belt.
Okay, so is that a real need that you guys have? Like there's any skill set that someone might have that could be of value to a group of kids, they could actually come in here and potentially...
Absolutely.
Wow.
So somebody could come in and say, hey, if you want to be a car salesman, this is how you would go about that business. This is how you learn about that. If somebody wanted to come in and say, hey, we'll teach them how to do an oil change. Some of the kids do have cars that they're living in and they don't know how to maintain or upkeep those. Having someone come in and say, hey, this is how to use an EBT card wisely so that you have groceries for the month. And this is how to make a meal that you can live off of for a week rather than a one-time deal. And so those are all things that would help them in the long run so that when they're out on their own, they're making wise choices and they're being supported by even those people.
Wow. That's just absolutely incredible. So I was looking at your guys' website and some of the things that you guys do, and I learned about Hope Homes, the crisis services that you guys have, youth development. Tell me kind of a broad, version of everything that you guys do here, and some success stories that you've witnessed.
So, like I was saying, we have an outreach team that goes out into all these different places, encampments, parking lots, the marina, the waterfront, the schools in the local area that go and tell kids, hey, there is a place for you. It's the Coffee Oasis. And then we here at the youth center, we're a place that they can come and just be who they are young.
Yeah.
We do not expect them to come in and have it all together. You come in, you're loved, you're accepted the way you are, you're cheerleaded, you're encouraged to do these things, case management, and then they have case management. They get in there, they set goals, they start to put together, like, this is where I want to be and this is how I'm going to get there. These are the things that I've dreamed of and this is how to do that. There's job training where we teach them real skills, and that's separate from the life skills. Life skills are general, and then there's a actual job training class led by our youth development worker Susan here, and she just really spends time, then places them in an internship in local businesses. We're partnered with so many local businesses that will pour into our kids. And then from there, we have Hope Homes, which would be a youth going and living with a family and then kind of being almost adopted in, right? And they're doing dinners with them and living life alongside them so that they're having that structure and support that you and I probably would take for granted most often than not, because we grew up with, mom, dad in the home, or one or the other, and we strived in those situations, and so that's what that creates and fosters. We have shelters. We have one in Bremerton for youth 16 to 20 years old. We're not quite to 25 there because of laws and things like that, and so we have a lot of things to offer kids here. And the crisis text line that's always open, 377-5560. A youth could be walking down the street going through something hard, could be kicked out of their home, could be separated from resources, not knowing what to do, and they could just text that line, and there's somebody around the clock 24/7 that will respond and say, hey, what's going on? And those people are like, what is your name? This is my name. And then they will walk them through kind of a process of like, how do we help you where you're at now? What are the resources available to you now?
That's incredible, man. What a resource for young people right now. I've actually met some kids who are now adults who have been through this program, and I've seen them grow, and it's just crazy, the people that some people might write off or think that there isn't a lot of value, and there are people out there that do that, and what they bloom into with such amazing support like that. Tell me about some success stories that you've seen. And
one of the greatest success stories that I've seen is we had a young man who is high functioning Asperger's, and that has been such a challenge where someone was like talking to me from outside our organization and said, oh, that person will never change, and this kid would pick you up and walk across the room with you. I mean, he was 6'5", 300 and some odd pounds, and I mean, it's a big guy, just pick you up, walk across the room if he liked you,
Right.
and so we got him to bump knuckles instead of picking people up. And now today, this is so incredible. He had a payee. He went from having a payee to being sustainable himself. He works his own job at Walmart, and he has his own car and drives and has insurance. And so it's just been wonderful to watch him, having people who believe in him, allowing him to realize, yes, you can.
Yes.
There are things that will try to stop you from living out what your dreams might be, but you can do it if you put your mind to it. If you work hard, if you get the right support, you can become that person that you want to be. And I think we've seen other things too, where people have literally went from living outdoors to living inside.
Right.
People who were living lives of addiction that are now clean and are like, I'm trying to give back. How do I become part of that now? How do I give back? One youth who stayed at our shelter the other day, we posted a post online where we said, we need snacks and food for the shelter for the kids that are staying here overnight. And the first youth who ever lived there said, hey, I was one of the first youth that ever lived there, and I'm going to drop off groceries this month. And I'm just like, wow, that is incredible. That is a grateful heart who's just been transformed and says, I need to be a part of that circle that fed me. And that brings joy, thankfulness, encouragement for a job that sometimes seems hard. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know about you guys, but that just brings a lot of emotion into my heart. I am very interested in figuring out how I personally, how my store, and really how all of us in this community can help support this cause that's so important. These kids. I was joking with our camera guy Brad. Shout out Brad. About that, a lot of these kids that may not look right now to have much of a future could eventually be our bosses and could be, contributing high people in society that are really important. And even if they don't, they're still very, very important. Tell us how we can support you and help the cause.
So as the Coffee Oasis is a 501c3 nonprofit, you come in and you buy a cup of coffee or food, or a pound of coffee, you're directly contributing to helping homeless and at-risk youth. And I think something that, often is thought of in our business or what we do, they think, oh, that's the coffee shop that's for teens. It's like a Starbucks for teens. But actually, that's general population that come in and are our customers and clientele. And so as they come in and they're buying those things, they're directly contributing to our programming, our help, our case management, job training, things like that help the kids. So those things, buying merchandise, going online, thecoffeeoasis.com, and you can see what are the needs that we have currently, what are the donations that we're looking for currently, and we always have needs for clothing items and things like that. There are seasons where we'll say, hey, we need to slow down on clothing because our clothing closets are only so big, but we generally try to update so that they know exactly. Tents and sleeping bags are such hot commodities because they are expensive items, so we ask for the donation of those things so that kids that are living outside as they transition from outside to inside can actually be safe while doing so.
Right.
So
we're in the youth center right now. The coffee shop's right downstairs, right there on Bay Street, across the street from the Dragonfly Theater. So that's for the general public. Everyone can come in here, just go buy some coffee.
Yep.
Got some tables down there, hang out. It's totally fine.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great.
Yep. And just a real smooth place to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most days of the week, it's Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely gonna commit to seeing how I can contribute and be a part of the reason for some of these youth's success. Jacob, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
And for teaching us about what this company does and what you do. And I'm just really grateful for it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Right on, guys. We'll talk to you next time.